Hey, welcome to Sports and Politics with T. I'm your host, Tanya. Welcome to the Thursday edition for Sports and Politics with T. Listen, guys, I hope everybody has had a great week this week. Hey, welcome to Sports and Politics with T. I'm your host, Tanya, and welcome to Thursday edition. It is 8 o'clock, like I promised. And guess what, guys? We got a lot to cover for this week. All the things that's been going on in the week. But I tell you, I hope everybody's had a great day. I hope everybody's enjoying where they are right now. Monday, we did capitalize on the Super Bowl and everything that took place over the weekend. I was happy again that Philadelphia won, so I'm so glad that my team won. But I would like to say that I noticed on Monday, my video got cut short. My live got cut short. And so I wasn't able to post the full video due to a copyright issue. I guess some of the music that we were playing in the background, they had to cut some of my video short. And so I definitely want to apologize for Monday because I was supposed to have like a 30 to 32 minute video, and I think only 22 minutes got posted. So definitely apologize about that. We have to watch our copyrights, that's for sure. So, but going forward, we should be okay. Okay, guys? Now, tonight, we're going to talk about Republicans regretting their votes. More and more Republicans are really starting to feel like they've been let down. Like, this is not what we voted for. And you know what? Hey, we understand, you know what I'm saying? You it's almost like getting bamboozled all over again, And people say, well, it's early, he just got in the chair. Let's see what he's going to do. Listen, at the rate we're going, honey, I'll pass, okay? So, because from what I'm seeing, it's not looking too good. Like I said, we keep talking about all these programs being cut and, the plane crashes and now they got Elon Musk running the Whitehouse. Like, what? This was not what Americans are looking for, okay? We want correction. We want people to, tackle the inflation. He hasn't even tackled inflation. He hasn't even mentioned inflation. And I thought that was one of the things that he was going to capitalize on during his presidency. He was going to bring down gas prices. He was going to bring down grocery prices. Only thing I'm seeing is he's just cutting away programs that, I hate to say this, but to me, yeah, there is some wasteful spending in the White House, and and I get it. There's some things that we probably don't need, but there's a lot of programs that we actually still do need, like FEMA. Like, okay, I understand cutting the fat away, cutting away stuff that is just a waste. But what about stuff that is needed? We got people that are complaining, in North Carolina, people complaining in California. They still haven't gotten relief yet. And it's going on. I mean, in another week, it'll be a whole month that he's been in the chair. So I'm thinking, like, you would think that would be priority, more than anything versus like DEI and all this other random stuff that really, to me, like I said, I think that's really it. All this stuff has been in place. He ran in 2016. It wasn't an issue, so I don't understand why it's an issue now. But whatever. What we're gonna do, we're gonna listen in on some of the Republicans that have really started to think about things a little bit more on a deeper level. And these are people from all walks of life, white, black, just everybody. And you just listen in on what they're saying and how they're saying, and then we'll go and tackle some of the comments.
And I got out of MAGA. A lot of us there have seen the light. We have deep regrets.
I feel guilty because I voted for Trump twice. I feel very guilty because I feel responsible That's why he's still running.
I used to be a MAGA Republican, and now I've turned blue. And it makes me emotional to know that I ever fucking stood by idly and blind and let that shit happen.
Because I know that I have been a Trump supporter, and I can no longer say that I am MAGA. And
I regret my vote for Trump.
I voted for Trump. I'm done. I don't have any more resilience in me.
Man, I can't believe I have to say this, but I'm no longer rocking with Trump. Dude, I was the first Gen Zer to support Trump. I definitely preferred him in 2016 and to some degree 2020. I was with Trump for 9 straight years, 2016 to today. I didn't vote for him in 2024. Actually, thank God. But what happened between me and the employee who told me about the new policy change for giving free water, man, I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed in Trump right now. We would have been way better off with J.D. Vance or Butch Ware or Candace Owens, but we got Trump, and we know Trump for who he is. He's a corporate shill. He's imposed tariffs. That's not a conservative move. That's not even a nationalist or imperialist move. That's worse than imperialist. It's a feudalist neocon move. And Trump, I hope you know better. I should have boycotted Starbucks in October of 2023, but I didn't because I was stupid as hell.
All right, so you guys keep asking about this new credit trick that erases negative.
All right, you see, people, they're letting you know how they feel. You know, these are people that voted for Trump. Now take it, this was just in November, okay? And it's February, so we're talking about 3 months. And already, this is not Democrats, guys. This is not, because people keep saying, why are you reaching? You're reaching. No, honey, this is your party. This is people in your party saying, I think we made a big mistake. In fact, we made a horrific mistake. They're letting you know right on YouTube, like, they were MAGA. Some of them voted for him 2 times. 2016 and 2020. But this time, one guy said, thank God. I mean, let's just continue.
Marks and shoot your scores.
Today, I'm going to sell my Trump stock, and I'm also going to be boycotting Starbucks moving forward.
Yeah, we voted for Trump in 2016, 2020, and 2024. We live in the Florida Panhandle, and we thought that this would be good for our business, but we're finding out now that we were wrong, and I want to publicly say that we are regretting our votes at this point. My husband and me own a construction company, and we literally do not have workers anymore. Most of our workers are from Mexico, and they're good, hard workers. I talked to a few of them, and they said they were just too scared to come back to work because of all the raids. Our construction company is likely to go out of business now, and we don't know what we're going to do, but we're never voting for a Republican again. Ron DeSantis and Trump have been passing laws that negatively affect our business, and I just want to say that I'm sorry for voting for him. I grew up Republican, and it's all I've ever known, but now I can see that me and my whole family have been very wrong about this. So we hope that 2026 comes and we can take back the House and the Senate and stop him from what he's doing. There's a
God, I mean, this is sad, guys. This is really, really sad. Now, don't get me wrong. I know there's a lot of diehard Republicans, and there's still some that's rocking with Trump no matter what. I know they're still out there, okay? But you got quite a bit of people who, within 90 days of their vote, is saying this woman is losing business because he's sending all the migrants back, so she don't have any workers. It's like they didn't really think things through, I mean, there's people that they're in society. A lot of them are in society. A lot of them are doing a lot of jobs that a lot of Americans won't do. and don't want to do. And they're helping businesses all across the United States. Now, there are some that are violent. I'm not saying all of them, but there is a good, few that are. Yeah, deport them. But what about the people that are in businesses? They're contributing, they're going to work every day trying to provide for themselves and their families, and they're helping us at the same time. Like, let's just keep going.
Special election coming up in Matt Gaetz's district, and we're going to do everything we can to advocate for a Democrat taking that seat.
Is anyone else's head spinning right now at everything Trump's doing? He's cutting this program, he's firing these people, he's renaming oceans, and something I never expected, he's now taking control of Gaza? How is that even possible? Is that something he can do? Just say, I want to take control of Gaza? And how does that play out for the end time scenario? I have so many questions, but one of the top ones is, when does this man sleep? Does he ever sleep? I mean, really, what could be coming next? And what is America going to look like at the end of this 4 years? This man has done more in 3 weeks than Biden did in all of his term. I'm definitely curious to see what's going to come next. And once his picks get confirmed and get busy working, I'm curious to see what they're going to do. I also heard that Trump is planning on going to the Super Bowl. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't think anybody should be going to large events right now, but definitely not our president. Like, he should just sit his butt at home, maybe play a round of golf or something, but stay away from the Super Bowl.
I might lose my farm because of the government.
No, because of who you voted for.
NRCS, conservation planning. So they had a program out there called the EQIP program.
That's a great program. And Joe Biden's Inflation Reduction Act provided $60 billion to that program. But the person you voted for froze those funds. So what happened?
He got a contract with them for $240,000. So called me today and said, hey, I know we have this signed contract. We're reneging on it.
That sucks for you. But again, with all these people that regret voting for Donald Trump, we don't feel bad. This was laid out in Project 2025. We warned everyone, but y'all didn't want to believe us. And so because you voted for Donald Trump, you're at risk of losing your farm.
And remember, Donald Trump tried to make it seem like he didn't know nothing about 2025. He had no idea, like, this has absolutely nothing to do with me. But in reality, you see, it had everything to do with him and more. I mean, he's cutting programs for farms. Like, let's just keep going.
I had this contract. I made business decisions based on this contract.
Then you should have done more research. But what sucks the most is the farmers that did the research and voted for Kamala. Those are the ones we feel bad about.
But I don't understand how you can sign a contract and then just renege on that contract. I do not.
It hasn't even been 3 weeks yet. And so many people are in the find out stage. Next time there's an election,
F around and find out, y'all. That's what's going around right now. Okay? And look, like I said, we already saw him from 2016 to 2020. We already got a glimpse of those 4 years. Okay? We saw how he handled the pandemic, which was a nightmare. You see how that played out. And that's why he didn't get reelected in 2020. Okay? But for some reason, we turned the page and said, oh, we want him back. Now, look. Biden, yes, he was slowing down mentally. I get it. But we had Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris had a plan, guys. That woman, I didn't agree with everything she stood for, but I will say she was fighting for the American people. I'm sorry. When you look at her budgets and all the things that she was trying to propose, she was trying to bring 3 million new homes to the economy, which would make the values of homes start coming back down. You know what I'm saying? She was going after price gouging. She was going after all types of stuff that was going to help us, man. And now we got somebody that all I'm seeing is he's just signing away on any little thing without even thinking about no recourse. He's not thinking about what this may do to someone. He don't care, because again, it doesn't affect them. It doesn't affect Elon. It doesn't really affect anybody in Washington D.C. Well, except for the federal workers that just lost their job. But nevertheless, that's what I'm saying. Like, people only care when it affects them, instead of looking at their fellow man and say, you know what, man, that's pretty sad. You know, that woman, she lost her house and she can't even get disaster relief right now. I mean, just imagine, put yourself in somebody's shoes. But at the same time, she voted for that type of person, you know, so to a degree, I can't feel bad for her, because you wanted him in there. Like, I'm sorry, I get riled up, y'all. I can't help it. I can't. When I see stuff like this, I've got to say something. I got to. Because more and more is happening. And this is just the week number 3. You know? I mean, like I say, plane crashes. And that's because he got rid of the some of the staff. And they're not going to blame him for that. But allegedly, they say he got rid of a lot of people, which made the people in the towers and pilots work overtime, longer hours than usual. But of course, they want to turn the page on that too. Blame DEI for it. Even though majority of the people in the airport is white that fly airplanes. I don't see too many black pilots. I just don't. I'm sorry. I haven't seen one yet. I've seen one on TV, but when I'm at the airport, I might see, I just don't see any black, you know, I mean. So anyway, let's keep going.
Just do more research.
Are y'all really this pathetic? You really are trying to make leaving MAGA a thing, as if anybody's really leaving MAGA? It's like,
oh yeah,
such sore losers that you all are trying so hard to make somebody regret voting for Donald Trump. Let me tell you something. I don't know not one person regretted voting for Donald Trump, okay? I know a lot of people that regret voting for Kamala Harris. To be honest, some of these people are even celebrities. Charlamagne, Stephen A. Smith even said he felt like a fool voting for Kamala Harris. But why are y'all trying so hard to make leaving MAGA really a thing? Y'all are so...
Because it really is a thing. So, you know, listen, you're always going to have one in the bunch. You know, whether they're black or white, you got the coons out there that's saying, oh, well, you know, leaving MAGA is not a thing. You need to talk to your party about that, honey. This ain't, you're missing it, honey. This is MAGA talking, okay? You're acting like this is Democrats making a big deal. No, this is Republicans saying this, sweetheart. Rewind the tape. Listen to the people who's speaking. They all voted for Trump, okay? I don't think he was paying attention to this video, but I digress. Let's just keep moving.
Desperate. It looks such a pathetic attempt that you are just bringing everything up, pulling anything out of your ass. Like nothing is working for y'all. It's just a complete embarrassment, and which y'all would just realize it, that nobody regret voting for Donald Trump. The reason why we can tell you the reason why we voted for Donald Trump. Because what he campaigned on, and exactly what Donald Trump is doing, is exactly what he campaigned on. We're happy. We're cheering for it. But can nobody that actually voted for Kamala Harris tell me why they voted for Kamala Harris without mentioning Donald Trump's name? So,
okay, is there a reason why he keeps switching hats? You know, he done switched hats like 5 times already. Make up your mind. You're either for MAGA or you're not. We don't like lukewarm here, okay? It's either you're for them or you're not. You know, stop switching sides because you're getting uncomfortable, all right? And see, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about right here. You know, the ego is hard. It's when people see the truth and they see their own party laying their hats down. Again, when you say you're trying hard, yeah, They are trying hard. They're trying to show people that, listen, we made a huge mistake. Terrible mistake. Now, he can be in denial about it. There's always going to be people in denial about it. You know, that's just the way it goes.
It's my pleasure to introduce you to the Ford Patriot's new Patriot Power Generator.
Admit to yourself, other people were right. Maybe you're going to admit to yourself, I made a huge mistake. I never should have done that. Maybe you will finally admit to yourself, I got taken in. I fell for a con.
No, you fell for the okie doke. You drunk the Trump Kool-Aid. Okay? And you know what? It's too late. You know, I mean, it really is. I mean, at this point, what is there really to say? You know, he's in the office. We just got to deal with it at this point.
Maybe also you will admit to yourself that you don't care about anyone or anything unless it directly involves you. Maybe you'll finally admit that all of the people who were fighting for the cushy life that you had been living are the exact people whose lives you voted against. Maybe you'll finally realize how complacent you've become. And maybe you'll finally realize, yeah, you know what? I actually was/am racist. Maybe you'll finally admit that you had been living with bigotry and racism up until that point, and maybe even now still. And maybe you're going to finally realize that what we're all facing now, you included, is not how we want to live. So yes, good, regret it, be uncomfortable, sit with that, because nobody's going to have any sympathy for you.
Nope.
You're going to sit with that all alone, and you're going to have to face some hard truths.
That's right. There is no sympathy. Okay. Like I said, it's too late now. Okay. You did it. Republicans, you pulled the string for this guy, knowing he's a felon. He was convicted of allegedly rape and all this other stuff. People talking about the moral high ground. What? I mean, like I said, this is what I'm talking about here. You see, out of all those people that we just showed tonight, how many, except for one, that they're like, this is just horrible. I mean, this is bad, guys. I don't think people understand. This is bad. It hasn't even been a month. He just took office January 20th. It's February the 13th. The 20th is next Thursday. That'll be a month. And people are crying now. Like, if this is what we see in 3 weeks. Anyway, let's move on to the next topic, because I want y'all to see this thing with Elon. Elon decided he wants to speak out in the White House. And I'm telling you, I'm a little confused, y'all, because I can't tell if Elon is the president or if Donald Trump is the president, because it just seemed like he just took over the entire, meeting. You know what I'm saying? So listen in on what he has to say and the explanation of why they're doing what they're doing. I think someone asked him about transparency. Are you going to be transparent with the American people and this and that? And just listen to what they're saying about the investigations that they're finding.
We found, which is shocking, billions and billions of dollars in waste, fraud, and abuse. And I think it's very important. And that's one of the reasons I got elected. I said, we're going to do that. Nobody had any idea it was that bad, that sick, and that corrupt. And it seems hard to believe that judges want to try and stop us from looking for corruption, especially when we found hundreds of millions of dollars worth, much more than that, in just a short period of time. We want to weed out the corruption. And it seems hard to believe that a judge could say, we don't want you to do that.
Hi, I'm JT, and I made Result Hunter, the search engine for conservatives. Let me just tell you what it does. First,
so maybe we have to look at the judges, because that's a very serious, I think it's a very serious violation. I'll ask Elon Musk to say a few words, and we'll take some questions. Elon, go ahead.
Sure. So the at a high level, if you say what is the goal of Doge, and I think a significant part of the presidency is to restore democracy. This may seem like, well, are we in a democracy? Well, if you don't have a feedback loop, FX, you would have to, if you it's all right. Tell you, gravitas can be difficult sometimes. If there's not a good feedback loop from the people to the government, and if you have rule of the bureaucrat, if the bureaucracy is in charge, and then what meaning does democracy actually have? If the people cannot vote and have their will be decided by their elected representatives in the form of the president and the Senate and the House, then we don't live in a democracy.
Okay, stop right there. So let me ask you this, because I have to interject. He said we don't live in a democracy, but yet y'all are treating this like this is a dictatorship. You know, only you and Trump pretty much rule the country. Like, no one voted you in here, okay? So let's stop with this democracy mess, okay? You're not even an elected official, number one. We didn't tell you that you could do this. And number two, because like I said, it's we the people. We have to vote on this. Everybody talked about Kamala Harris not being an elected official, but at least she was in the government. This guy, what, just... democracy? Really? I mean, I'm sorry. I done got riled up again. Let's keep going.
We live in a bureaucracy. So it's incredibly important that we close that feedback loop, we fix that feedback loop, and that the public's elected representatives, the president, the House, and the Senate, decide what happens, as opposed to a large, unelected bureaucracy. This is not to say that there are good people who are in the federal bureaucracy, but you can't have an autonomous federal bureaucracy. You have to have one that is responsive to the people. That's the whole point of a democracy. And if you looked at if you looked at the founders today and said, well, what do you think of the way things have turned out? Well, we have this unelected, fourth unconstitutional branch of government, which is the bureaucracy, which has, in a lot of ways, currently more power than any elected representative. And this is not something that people want, and it's not. It does not match the will of the people. So it's just something we've got to fix, and then we've also got to address the deficit. So we've got
Okay, so I'm gonna interject again. Where is the proof in all of this? You know what I'm saying? Oh, we found millions of dollars in this, and we found this and this and this, and we found this and this and this. Where's the proof? We'd like to see it, since this is a democracy. Where's the transparency? Where's the reports? Where's the audit? I want to see reports. Since this is a democracy, you know, see, it's a democracy when they're together, but when it's the American people wanting answers, now all of a sudden it's a bureaucracy. No. I'm sorry. Look, I'm just keeping it real, okay? I know he has the money. I know he's the richest man, and I know that. I know he's a tech guy. I know that, okay? But we've got to stop this. You know, it's kind of like the pandemic. Dr. Fauci, I understood. But when they got the guy from Microsoft I was like, what? Like, why is he in the pharmaceutical? It just didn't. We just blend whoever's got money and power and just put them in position and say, here, you run the country. Like, no, man. If this was a democracy, number one, I don't think everybody would vote for this. I just don't see it. So, anyway.
$2 trillion deficit. And if we don't do something about this deficit, the country's going bankrupt. I mean,
Honey, we already bankrupt. We've been bankrupt since 1990. Okay? We owe China, like, the country. So, they act like the country just became deficit. Like, we just got it. No, this is not a new problem. Okay? Now, I understand they're trying to tackle the deficit, but to me, where's the proof in all of this? That's all I'm saying. You know, you see, Trump ain't said a word. He's the president of the United States, and he's letting them have the entire floor. He's not interjecting. He's just listening. The cameras is all on Elon. I mean, I know he told him to speak, but still, like, you're the leader. You know what I'm saying? You're the leader. This is your White House. People voted you in, not Elon. So, you know, I'm not even going to listen to all of this because, again, until I see proof of all the findings, talking about they were sending billions and billions of dollars to countries for condoms, and they were sending billions for migrants, hotel room stays, and this and that, even though there probably was stuff done under the Trump administration too, which of course they're not going to look at 2016 and 17 and 18 and 19. No, the deficit won't bad back then. No, it just started right now. Yeah. So, but look, there's so much to talk about, guys. You know, it's I don't want to bore you guys because I know y'all like, Lord, it's one thing after another. But I have to tap in at least once or twice a week and tackle these issues, because if we don't address it, they think we sleep. You know, they keep saying we're woke, but they want us to be sleep. That's what it is. And I tell them, I can't be sleep at a time like this. I just can't. Call it what you want. Woke, awakened, up all night. I don't know. I just know I ain't sleep. Okay, so, but that concludes our show for tonight. We're going to be back on Monday at 8 o'clock again. And we're going to tackle some more things about what's going on in the White House. We're also going to start touching on the NBA because there was some major trades that took place at the LA Lakers. Luka Doncic is now there. And we had, there was another trade. He was the tall guy on the Lakers. He's left and went to a different team. And there's supposed to be some beef between him and LeBron. So we're going to tackle that too, because he didn't think he was going to get traded. And also, we're going to talk about all the things that's coming up. Of course, you know, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. So I know people might be celebrating with their loved ones or their lovers and all of that good stuff. But we're just going to keep going. We're going to go deep with it. We're going to keep moving forward through this year. Nothing is going to get past us on this station, honey. Nothing. Okay? If there's some things that you want to see, let me know. You can always drop a comment or drop comments in the comment section, and I review comments all the time. I welcome them. Okay? So, but if you like this video and you enjoyed the content for tonight, please hit like, share, and subscribe. And also hit the notification bell for more content to come. That way you're always ahead of the game, and that way you will never miss an episode of any lives or any videos that are being posted. Okay? So, if that is all, I hope everyone have a blessed week and a great weekend. And I will see y'all on Monday at 8. Take care and good night. Bye-bye.